Hey guys, welcome back to TJ's Toy Trains and day 4 of 25 Days of Christmas with TJ 2023. So far we've been looking at a lot of the Pennsylvania in my collection, some steam and electric, but I've decided it was time to change it up and we're going to go forward with some things that are actually new to the channel this year. Um, this engine here has had a very interesting story and how it came to me, but it actually came to me in February of this year, and it's been a lot of places. So let's go ahead and dive in and take a look at the Lionel Legacy Norfolk Southern SD45 high hood. So taking a closer look here at the engine, you can see that it is weathered. This was actually the very first engine I ever weathered, and I was actually the first modern engine that had Katie's. I absolutely do love the engine. The kinematic pilots are my only bone with it. I think it's a fabulous idea. Only problem is the couplers are a little wonky, stick out really far, and they sag really bad, and I was having some operational issues with them. And the pilots themselves tend to stick and get locked in a left or right position. So if you're willing to do Katie's and take the engine apart and do a little bit of filing and grinding on the kinematic pilots and get them a little bit tighter, they work flawlessly, and I really like the idea of the look of fixed pilot but operational of a swinging pilot. It is a good idea. But the really cool thing about this engine is I actually picked it up for Tom. Let's go the other direction, it might be better. I picked it up for Tom last October, and he said, hey man, run it, test it, make sure everything's good. And I did so, and I ended up running it for about 8 hours. And I sent it to him, and he ran it a little bit last Christmas and then boxed it up. And then I came down in February, and he had it out and was running it. And I said, you know what? I had a lot of fun running that engine, and I think it would look sweet weathered. And this was right when I was thinking about getting into weathering. So I said, I'm just going to buy it back from you. So I bought it back, and this started the first of its travel journey. It got box backed up, thrown into a suitcase, and was its first time going to the airport. And what was funny is the TSA agent actually freaked out, pulled it out, and then realized what it was and saw the price tag on the box and goes, would you like to box this back up? And I said, yes, I would, please. So that started the term, the traveling SD45. Now, where I get the term or the nickname, Travelin' 45, is it was purchased in North Carolina, ran for the first time in South Carolina, was sent to Florida, and then was traveling via an airplane and going through TSA from Florida back to South Carolina. And then in April, when me and a bunch of buddies went to York, it actually went on an airplane ride again. And it went to Pennsylvania and Jersey and then back down here. So it's been to several states. It's kind of cool to be able to say I've taken it with me and it's traveled. It's been to York. It's been to Pennsylvania. It's been to Jersey. It's been ran on the layout in Jersey, Florida, South Carolina. You know, it's been all over. So I thought that's just really cool, and it's definitely an engine I don't think I'll ever get rid of, just simply because of how cool the story is. So here it is where it all started, running on my layout last October before I sent it to Tom. Fast forward to February, here we are running around the temporary layout he set up right after we had just put the Katie's on it, pre-weathering when it got back to me. And here it is running on Bob's O-Gauge Trains layout. It was really cool to be able to take it somewhere and run it, much less actually travel with it, which was crazy. And here's a nice little low run by of it, still on Bob's layout. Really appreciate him letting us come by after York to run some trains. Now, what's really cool here is the caboose on this train is actually the same caboose that's in today's video, and this is before I weathered it. So let's go ahead and run the Traveling 45 around the layout, and paired with it is my early project C30-7 that I fixed piloted and put Katie's on and weathered, followed by a semi-80s consist with some weathered rolling stock.